Yo, yo, yo. Tuesday night, 9 p.m. Eastern Time. Where else would you be but the Dynasty Daddy trade show? Jeremy, how was your week 11 and how you doing?
Week 11, some ups and downs. Unfortunately, Michael Penix, my most started quarterback, did not help
Dang.
me out there.
And
But
you
I did
and you
start
knew from
two
the
Sean Tuckers.
Fantasy Red Zone. There you go. You knew about both of those.
Yeah, that's a little plug there. But yeah. So it's a bit of an up and down, but overall it's always good to enjoy some fantasy football because now you're starting to get close to the playoffs and you're like, wait a minute, the week to week fantasy game's about to end. And it's a little sad.
Dude, it's the feet to the fire time of the fantasy dynasty season where you're approaching start of the playoffs and those like 5, 6, 7 seeds, am I making the push? If you're on the third, fourth cusp trying to push for the bye, first, second seed holding it down, it is I definitely get like a feeling in my gut where it's like, okay, I need to start making a move. So I even have a trade deadline coming up this week. Just got hit with that notification. But enough.
Those are rough. I need to review all my leagues and be like, which ones have a trade deadline? Like, which ones do I need to be extra proactive in?
The ones that are annoying are like the super early ones. Like I understand some playoff cutoff and people having takes about once the playoffs start and everything. But man, the one that's like, yeah, I'm getting hit with the
Like
trade
week
deadline
11.
notification week 11.
Yeah.
Dang, dude. Let me play the game. It's a game. I want to play it.
I gotta hope none of my players get injured for the last like 6 weeks.
But and they will, by the way. All right, I do have one chat from 640. Shout out to Devin. I pulled it ready for you on the graphic. We're gonna get started.
Let's go, Devin.
We're going lightning mode immediately, right off the rip. Actually, no, not lightning mode yet. I trust us.
You don't need to jump the gun here.
We're seasoned vets. All right, Devin here. 12 team PPR, no tight end premium, and it's a single quarterback league. 2 running back, 2 wide receiver, a flex, tight end, and we got defense and kicker in this one. The trade is LaPorta and a top 4 pick in 2026 or Tyler Warren. I'm taking the LaPorta side. I think especially in single quarterback with no tight end premium. Like, yes, give me Tyler Warren over LaPorta, but man, if that top 4 pick could be an elite running back, if that could touch Jeremiah Love, if I could get into one of these receivers, that is going to matter a lot more for my roster than the difference between LaPorta and Warren and no tight end premium.
Yeah, I mean, it really comes down to what's the gap for you between LaPorta and Warren, and it's not like you're going from like Warren to Theo Johnson or something crazy. You're moving down like right now. Tyler Warren is tight end 3 in Dynasty Daddy. Sam LaPorta is tight end 4. So you are just going down one spot and picking up so much extra value, and you don't know. I mean, you might hit on next year's Ekbuka or Tet, please. But you might hit on next year's stud player that you have to have with that early first and be like, oh, cool. Like, I also don't have a tight end problem because I still have Sam LaPorta. So, yeah, I'm definitely taking that deal. Even in a non-tight end premium league, the LaPorta in the first side is definitely better.
Yeah. Yeah. And like, dude, man, I don't play in a lot of dynasty leagues that don't have any kind of tight end premium, but I am in one. And let me tell you, man, I am so happy to turn like pieces like Tyler Warren into something I think that could impact my roster, like getting up into that tier.
And also not like having a big hole in your roster. Like tight end's easy to fix in that type of league, but being like, oh, cool, like I literally don't have to worry about tight end.
And we talk about it too all the time in these trades where we're like, would love to move off of one of your tight ends, when we're looking at people's teams. And it's like, well, there's 12 teams. Everybody has 12 tight ends they feel decent about, like this guy's starting, Hunter Henry and he's fine with it. This guy's starting Juwan Johnson. He feels fine with it. Like any of the time that you can move tight end value into something more impactful, I'm down. All right. Mac Daddy Pro, Malik Nabers, and the 2026 101. Lock it in right now. Or Jamar Chase and Tony Pollard. You'd be getting Chase, who is suspended for this next game for Spitgate.
For the loogie.
What's up with we had 3 different spit altercations this year. We don't need to get into
there's a lot of spit.
The spit analysis going on right now. But this is tough.
Usually I feel like the taunting rules are a little too stingy, but I get like, hey man, don't spit on someone's face.
Yeah. I think I'm probably taking the neighbors in the 101 side. If that plus on top of Jamar Chase was something I think that is mattering more for my roster, for my contender push the rest of this season than Tony Pollard, I could be talked into it. But man, something about like, what if that was, we get a report, Hampton is out for the rest of the season and it's neighbors plus Hampton or Chase and Tony Pollard, Like, I don't want to vault Jeremiah Love into that status right now without knowing anything, but, probably get some early receivers. Sounds like Love is going to be a first round pick, running back position. I know a lot of people I trust in this space kind of have him similar to Jeanty and Hampton as far as a prospect tier is concerned.
Oh, yeah.
So, yeah, for me, I get the neighbors ACL fear coming off the injury, but I think the 101 is enough of a insurance policy on top of that.
Yeah, I'm inclined to agree with you. I think a big part is what bigger payout could you get from Jamar Chase? And the real talk is like neighbors in the 101 is pretty elite value. Like it's either I'm not going to trade Jamar Chase at all, or this is kind of the best value I can get for Jamar Chase. So I'd lean on just the neighbors and flexibility side. I do think he said currently the second seed was second points for. I think given your situation, I feel okay just being a little bit patient. It's not like I need the Jamar Chase production with the suspension. Maybe I can figure something else out. Like if I do want to move neighbors, can I get high-end wide receiver production without paying that Chase price and keeping that 101? Go from neighbors to, I don't know, like Lad or something like that. Like give me somebody that's going to at least score this year to help me make that push. And I still have the flexibility and the value of a top 1, top 2 pick in this year's draft.
Yeah. And I get it. Cause there's a lot of teams where you'll be first or second, or you want to secure the buy. You want to make the extra contender push and move. So I totally get it from, it's not like you're getting nothing moving up to Chase, but to me, man, we talk about it sometimes where like you have these really good teams that have these assets like neighbors in the 101 that is burning a hole in your back pocket, and you want to turn that into like contender production. Let me lock it in, win the season. But fantasy is so random, like week to week. You can do everything you can to build the best contending roster. But to me, this is one of those moves where it's like, man, so much value. Like think about how longer your contender window could be extended with neighbors plus the 101 asset versus just Jamar Chase, even though like love Jamar Chase. So I think it's close. I think it's a conversation, but yeah, we got some people I'm hanging out to neighbors in the 101. Pollard is done. I don't even know if done, just that team is ass.
That team is that is true.
Coop Cooper here, 10 team, start 10. PPR, contender, fighting for the first round bye. Should I sell Jeanty, Burden, and Pierce? Do we think Alec Pierce?
Alec Pierce.
For Cook.
He's relevant now. He's had like 4.
Hey, I just bought an Alec Pierce. I traded, somebody sent me an offer to buy my Kirk Cousins for a 4th, and I turned around, needed some receiver help, and sent him Cousins in a 3rd for Pierce. Give me a W or an L in the chat, guys, for my Alec Pierce buy. But we'll take a look at this one. Man, Cook and Olave. This is tough because these, like, Jeanty, Burden, and I like Alec Pierce as well. But, man, those both feel like, give me a year and a half, give me 2 years. And, like, that side is just smashing.
I'm curious with Burden, because Burden, if I'm a contender, I'm okay moving. Because he's just kind of like this overvalued wide receiver 5 or whatever in fantasy for this year.
Overtook the Zacchaeus role, but still, yeah.
Oh, watch out. And I mean, I still believe in him somewhat, but like the dynasty value attached to him certainly doesn't match up to the production. And then you're talking about 26, which is going to be wide receiver heavy. We're probably going to get 4 or 5 first round wide receivers. It's going to just push down Burden value wise. He's got to show us a little bit more to actually usurp a lot of the new blood coming in that everyone's excited about. That being said, Jeanty's where it's hard. Like, I don't know if to me, I'm like, you could tell me Burden and Pierce for Olave, and I'd be like, okay, like I get that. But I don't know if the Jeanty for Cook swap I feel good about. So I would maybe be like, let me sit on Jeanty because I still believe Jeanty still puts up solid weeks, even though the team stinks. And then has shown some, game-winning upside. I just don't know if I want to move Jeanty for Cook, unless if I really need it. And I guess if you are fighting for a first-round buy, my thing would be like, can I get like a pick, like a second or something back? I would feel better moving like Jeanty for Cook in a second with the bird. Like, I feel like I'm giving up a lot of youth. I need to have some sort of ammo in return that I can use to kind of either pick or trade for some player later on down the line.
Yeah. I think the wide receivers on this team helps me stick with the Jeanty, Burden, Pierce side, just because I don't feel the need to like be focused on upgrading a wide receiver position when I'm able to start Chase Adams. Like, even without Chase this week, you still have Adams, Flowers, Diggs, and Deep. Or I guess no Debo this week, but still.
Woody's Roundup gonna save you.
Woody's Roundup, Kenneth Walker, improved role. I don't know if I trust the Alvin Kamara side, but offered that exact trade tonight. Okay, I definitely think it's close, especially if that's
it's about a second off.
Yeah. But yeah, I'm probably sticking with the.
I'm probably sticking. I feel like I wouldn't regret moving Burden, but if Jeanty is like a Jonathan Taylor and has like year 2, year 3, like once the Raiders settle down and actually have a functioning offense and aren't down by 30 every game, and then Jeanty just becomes like a 30-point wagon, that's what I would regret. That's a harder piece for me to sell.
He's getting more involved in the passing game too. That was like the weird thing about the start of the season. So like even some of these like terrible rushing games, like him getting 4 or 5 catches is like helps a lot with the floor. Yeah, it's tough, man. The once Inter NFL team here improves the offensive line, will be good. It's a dangerous game, but I think I trust the talent that the situation can't get.
I will say
worse, right?
I trust it more than being like, hey, this wide receiver's on a bad passing offense. More has to go right for like a Garrett Wilson to really realize his talent in a bad situation, in my opinion, than a running back getting into a situation where he can actually score on a bad team.
Yeah.
I mean, you have like Devon Achane popping off because, I mean, what else are they going to do? So I feel like running backs, they're going to eat regardless. It's just the Raiders are so dysfunctional right now.
I was waiting for the analogy of like what food you were going to insert there. I thought you were going to hit me with they're going to eat regardless, but it might be a steaming pile of. All right, I'm going to move on here. I'm getting a little too
It ain't no Thanksgiving leftovers.
There
that's
you
for
go.
Sure.
Banger. What's up, Brandon? Yo. Big Diaz. Yo. You guys paying 2 firsts and a player or second round value for JT. I love these trade questions because this is the price, man. If JT's, I'm not even gonna say if JT's not in a contender because you're prying it off of.
It's hard.
It would have to be
There's probably like 3 teams.
They'd still be pushing for the 5-6 seed. I'm sure.
Unless if it's a really deep league.
Or there's just a terrible manager that's just has been holding on to JT. That definitely happens. But man, are you paying two firsts and a second round value? I think the main crux of this question to actually answer it would be how confident and comfortable are you with doing like a first-ish value for Christian McCaffrey or something, and that being the price that you're going to pay for running back production for the rest of the season versus the 2 firsts plus for JT.
If it's a shallow league, I'm more inclined to do it. Like one of my early mistakes was trading 2 firsts for Christian McCaffrey in his prime. And you'll be like, well, that probably worked out. I didn't think about the format of, wait a minute, I start 16, 17 players a week. So even if he scores 40 points, the rest of my lineup has to fire. And, kind of drives up my depth there.
Yeah,
but
can't
if we're
buy
looking
your
at like
Pierce.
Start 9, start 10s, I think that's about fair price to pry the production of JT off someone. I would wonder though, like I think this is a guy that if I have like a Neighbors or someone like if I have a Tucker Kraft, like can I get some value for someone that's on IR without me burning 2 years of first round picks? Because that is tough to get back in some leagues. Just because they're a fungible piece. Everyone always wants a pick. Everyone wants more picks. Not everyone always wants, insert running back here or, Alvin Kamara or whatever. You're not always going to get value for those types of guys.
The one interesting part about the 2 firsts and a player, second round value player, with this question would be, if one of those firsts is your own in 26 and you're willing to pay this price and you're adding JT to the roster, like we're probably looking at a late 26 first in a class people are not super excited about at the quarterback position.
Mm-hmm.
So I think like that helps you stomach it a little bit. So I'm a little bit more, and I've talked about not being out on the 26 class, but for my contending teams that I'm like very, very confident I'm making the playoffs and I'm making a push for the bye, like I am more than willing to move off of my own 26 first at this stage in the season, to make that.
Yeah, I mean, I think too, like the 26 class isn't going to be terrible, but when we talk about a deep class, you just think about what picks are actually valuable in a deep class. Is it the late seconds? Well, it's late second in every class is probably about equal, right? You're just taking random dart throws on, day 3 running backs and, just whatever, tight ends or whatever.
Yeah.
It's all just random in that range. The deep classes really boost up those late first round picks to actually be a bargain. That's how you end up with, like Brian Thomas Jr.'s or Brock Bowers sliding to late picks and like things like that. That's how you sneak in those types of value. So I think those are probably the picks that are in the rudest awakening. Those early 26 and the early mids, I think, are still going to be very valuable because, I mean, like there's probably going to be 4, 5 first round wide receivers, going to at least be 1 first round running back, probably 3 first, second, early third running backs that are going to sneak into that, and probably 1 tight end as well. So there's enough there, not even thinking about what quarterbacks declare, to say, the first 6 or so 26 picks I feel fine about. But like you said, if it's like the 8, 9, 10, 11, I'm certainly saying, hey, can I move this projected 110 plus something to get a conversation with JT? It's just always hard moving both the first round picks.
Yeah, I'm with it. We
got some additional context.
Should we? Yeah. Any, I mean, a little bit deeper, but
12 by 13 and the 27 first.
I'm probably down, man. If you can afford, this is the only. Here's the thing, though. This is the only move you get to do. Like you don't get to.
That's the thing.
You don't get to send other first, or yeah.
We're on the show. We're like, yeah, send a first for that. Like, who cares? Like it's like whatever. But then it's like when you're sitting there and you're like, these are the only first I get till 2028.
Yeah.
And I'm like, man, that's a little bit harder to swallow.
Dude, those 3 touchdowns in your lineup, you can't retroactively get the points. But
I think in a 12 by 13, I probably wouldn't do it. I think that's probably too deep for me to want to make an all-in move, because I might feel good about my roster, but I also might start a Sean Tucker and he scores 30 points and not. I mean, you're probably not even starting Sean Tucker. Your roster's probably better than that if you're contending and considering this move.
Maybe it's all by 13.
But
maybe that's why
I'm not looking to consolidate a ton of these. Like I feel like in this type of league, it's more about let me get enough shots on goal, and if I can sneak out of a draft with, even just like wide receiver 2s or something, being able to put like human bodies in all the spots on my roster is going to be more valuable than, I have like 1 or 2 really good players.
Yeah.
I'm not saying I'm out on JT, but I'd probably be like, can I do a first plus a player, like, or 2 players? Like, let me do that without blowing up all my flexibility.
Yeah.
And if it's the 27 first, like 27 first plus a Tucker Craft or something like that, sure, I would do that. But 2 first round picks, I at that point, I'm like, cool. Like I strap together my team, and I will have to check on it in 2028 when I actually get my flexibility back.
Here's my here's the will cop out at the end. So 12 by 13. If someone's giving you JT and they're willing to do the, I'm getting off of JT, I'm losing all these points, I want your 2 first, 1 in 2027. Can I get Devontae Adams type B? Can I get like one more feel good contending part? You're already giving up all these points, man. You can't tuck in Devontae Adams in there. I'm giving you 2 first and a second. There we go.
What?
There's the cop out. It's not a bad trade if I'm imaginary add a piece.
I just want to say that the Big Diaz comment is the reason I'm adamant about this is because I did this in a league that was like 12 teams it was like start 16 or something with IDP, and it's just like in the moment I felt so good. I was like, my team is 16 or it was 26-2. I was like favored to win. I lost in the finals, and then the year after, Christian McCaffrey got injured the whole year, and I'm like, what is going on? Like and that pick turned out to be Omarion Hampton, even though I thought it wouldn't be. So it's like it's just tough. It's tough to give up that much flexibility. So you do have to kind of treat it more like a best ball of, can I just start like just players that will score 10 to 20 points a week at every single spot versus I have one player that can score 30 to 40.
But he can, and he will. No, this is probably the right take, and I think that's why I started.
Go out there and get Kenneth Gainwell.
There you go. This is why I started the trade conversation with, like, how easily can you get CMC for single first type value, and like that super deep league. Good insight. Not gonna lie, I want to go.
It's more fun to go full Will.
I do have fun. I do have two sexy rosters that I do not have picks until my 2027 third. So
it's definitely more fun to go full Will, but it is not fun when you're sitting there on Christmas for some reason. 17-day schedule, fantasy championship is always like Christmas break. Yeah. And my family's like, "What's wrong with you, dude? Like, what's going on? Are you okay?" And I'm like, biting my nails, being like, I just traded my entire future to 2028. Like, you don't understand what this means. I need Christian McCaffrey to do well. Otherwise, I'm not going to talk to anyone for the rest of Christmas.
No presents this year, Becca. CMC got hurt.
That was a tough one.
Cadranos, one of my favorite parts of Tuesday. What's better? What do you mean one of? How is this not your favorite part of Tuesday? What else you got going on Tuesdays?
Okay, we're working up. We're moving up the list. Moving up the list.
Let me know in the chat.
12 you don't gotta roast our boy like that.
My bad. 12 team half PPR Superflex, no tight end premium, over leveraged contender. Over leveraged myself more by sending 27 second, 28 second, and 23rd for Kittle Diggs. Hey, that's a good trade. 2 seconds and a third for Kittle and Diggs. No tight end premium, but
not bad.
I still like it. Was flexing Sharp and tight end was Goddard. Yeah. I like that. I mean, I know like Kittle feels like this expiring asset, but like just signed an extension and just loves football more than I love my wife. So, yeah, I don't know. Any takes on the, and I guess we talked about it a little bit last, because I do think there is some over leverage risk you can put yourself in when you have to make a move. Like, crap, QB2 just got hurt. I need to buy Flacco. I need to buy Tyrod Taylor for a third or a fourth, and I can't get it done because I have no picks.
Yeah, that would be my only hesitation. I don't mind saying, oh, like the value for getting a Kittle and Diggs, but that's something I'm going to try to not do as much in the future, because I would do those. Oh, let me send 2 seconds, right? That's a solid offer. But then I'm like, wait a minute, I don't have seconds now. And now I'm unable to kind of patch a team together when I need it. So it is like seconds are like mini first round picks. But everyone wants a second. Everyone wants a first. Not everyone's always going to want a Diggs or a Sharps or a Goddard. So you kind of have to pick and choose when to buy and sell, especially if a window does open up to sell like a Goddard and get some of that value back. Like, that would be kind of my plan now. It's like, okay, cool. I bought some of these pieces. Can I find a way to get a third back somewhere else and just start recouping that war chest? So next time I need to buy, I have some flexibility.
Yeah. Seeing on Christmas, sad and upset. Oof. Upset last Christmas because Jeremy wouldn't stop talking about football during Beyonce Bowl. Jeremy, come on, man. Queen Bee.
Yeah, well, the real one was like Becca's a big Beyonce fan. She went to like the concert, like her tour this year. But during the Christmas, like Beyonce did the halftime show, and my brother did not know Becca was a big Beyonce fan, but it was just like making a bunch of random comments during the show, and Becca's like, "Shut up! I'm trying to listen to it. I'm trying to listen. I'm not trying to hear your commentary about Becca's or Beyonce's halftime performance."
Was that the Houston Texans game?
Yeah, it was Texans and Ravens.
I feel like that game sucked. I'm trying to remember. I definitely watched that by myself. I think the first half.
I think it was. You watched it by yourself on Christmas?
I actually think so. I'm trying to put the equation together, but I remember for some reason I found myself watching that game and a halftime show, which was good.
It was a good halftime show.
All right. What value are we thinking we can get for Josh Jacobs on a rebuilding team? It was a couple weeks ago, so the equation's a little bit different. And he's got this knee contusion, which sounds like he might play this week. We'll see. Assuming he plays this week and you can move him, what do you think you can get for Josh Jacobs? You think he still carries like pretty comfortably first-ish value?
I think you could probably get first-ish value. I'd be hesitant to I'd be like, when's my trade deadline? And could I maybe wait to have the news of, oh, he's going to be back next week, and then sell him? Because I think his price will go up, especially for a contender when they're like, oh yeah, like he'll be back. I don't have, right now you still have kind of is he going to go back? Is he going to have that like Amarion Hampton, Bucky Irving thing where it just like never, this just lingers forever, never comes back? I think that's the prime time to sell.
C-Mill, is this in the Alpha Daddy League? If so, counter my Josh Jacobs offer. With what would make you happy?
I did toss. I traded him Josh Jacobs.
Dang, the little ticking time bomb. He's been pretty good though. Good thing you didn't.
I don't know if it's that league, is it?
I think it is. I think that's Alpha because that's the league I'm not taking in. So sad. Nah, come on, man. I'm good. You're so right. I have nothing else going on. I was right. We are the best part of Condranos is Tuesday night. Let's go. Heck yeah. Nah, it's all good. All right, I'm a contender. Phenomenal. I love this. This is the Xbox. What was the Jeremy? You got an Xbox gamer tag for us? You have any cool quirky Xbox gamer tag? I just see the ZX phenomenal ZXZ, and it's giving me Halo 3 vibes.
My gamer tag was always East Nuts.
East? Any lore behind that, or just what it
was?
was?
This is a deep cut. I back in the day, I used to play Super Smash Brothers Melee competitively.
Let's go.
Right. And the West Coast had one of the best Falcos was West Balls.
West Balls, yeah.
So I was on the East Coast. Balls. And everyone was like, oh, like I was just like, I'll just be East Nuts. And my signature was just spam laser.
There you go.
But I got 2 PR wins in my time. Two North Carolina PR wins. So I'll take it.
Let's go.
We'll have to do a Melee stream.
I'm in the Michigan Melee Fantasy Football League. Shout out to all the Michigan Melee boys. Ooh. I won last season. I'm in last place this year. It's been rough. Shout out to Saquon Barkley. Shout out to Chase Brown started the season. But no, my team name in there is the Arcadian Champ Slayer because my biggest Michigan Melee win was over the guy that won the Michigan Melee Arcadian. All right, so enough Melee lore for the boys. Unless you guys want us to keep going, because we could probably talk an hour and a half about Melee, greatest game of all time. Hold off on my live stream ask if y'all get to it. I got a dip for 10 to 15 minutes. Yeah, let us know when you're back, Brandon.
Put a timer in. Put a timer in.
We'll hit it. Somebody yell at me.
Let us know when you're back. When you rewind and watch this, let us know when you're back.
Maybe he's listening. You ever you leave to go do something. You got the AirPod in. It just doesn't have the screen.
Well, you gotta help me out here with this question.
Yeah.
Marg or
I just
Marvin
skipped.
Harrison Jr.
And what would make it equal?
I'm
if
definitely
it
taking the Marg side. Give me the margarita
Give me a
side,
Marg,
please.
bro. What would make it equal? Dude, give me Marg in a second. I'll take at this point.
No, dude, the plus has definitely got to be on Marvin Harrison Jr. Like, there's no way.
I don't know, man. Appendicitis.
I'm taking a Marg over Marvin Harrison. If I have Marvin Harrison Jr. in any league, you just say, hey, I'll get you a Marg. He's on your roster.
Margarita Harrison. What's up, guys? What's up, Michael? Been catching the streams lately. Let's go. Back into fantasy this year and maybe a decade away. Joined a Dynasty startup in the spring. Love the site. Hit it up daily. Let's go. A decade away from fantasy, man. Coming back. That's got to be beautiful. What was a decade ago? That was decade is 10. That's 2015. Antonio Brown. Oh, wait, I didn't answer the question. We just started talking about Xbox gamer tags. I just moved on. That's so funny. All right, my bad. I'm a contender. 10-2 PPR.
You got any fun gamer tags? Just skip it.
Was just offered. Tat Pickett. I'm so close to being a good host, guys. I'm so close. I'm this close to being really good. Also, I don't know what's going on with my thumb. I like slammed it in a door.
Stay focused. We got to answer this guy's question.
I saw it in the camera. Was just offered Tat. I got to put my hands down. Tat Pickens, T Higgins, a 26 and so 2/3 for Chase. Tat Pickens, 10-team PPR. Man, how many starters? For Chase, Waddle, and
shallow.
Kenneth Walker. Ooh. RB is no issue for me. Do I
Waddle,
take?
Pickens. Well, I guess Waddle and T cancel out, right? And then, so it's basically...
Yeah.
Kenneth Walker,
I'm probably...
Chase.
I love Tat, man. And I mean, if you want time to talk about Tat and the new slot usage, Bryce Young, revival game, he just has these... Is he just by himself another year at the end of every season? Is that the Bryce Young? He gives you a couple like, oh, okay, he's kind of got it games.
Yeah, but the issue is it just never will come together. I kind of fear Tet will be seen as Garrett Wilson, not as like a player, like how he wins and stuff, but just as like a fantasy asset. It's like, oh, he's so good. He's got Bryce Young. Oh, he's so good, but Andy Dalton with a broken hand. And it's like, okay, well,
just wait until his Joe Flacco year in 2 years.
Yeah, exactly. It's like, just wait until 50-year-old Joe Flacco's thrown to him. And it's like at a certain point, like, I think in a shallow league like this, assuming, I just feel like, give me a Jamar Chase. Like, that's like a locked in. Like, Tech can have good weeks. Tech can also put up 8 points. Jamar Chase usually doesn't put up 8 points.
And I'm assuming like shallow.
20 points.
We don't know the starters. Let us know. Phenomenal. How many starters this is, but 10-team PPR. Like, if this is like a 10 by 10, like, yeah, I love Tat, love Pickens, love T, but love Chase and Waddle too, man. Waddle's having a great year. And Kenneth Walker finally got a good Kenneth Walker game. Got
he's a free agent too, right? He might end up somewhere.
We'll see. I'm curious to see what that all looks like because I think it has a lot to do with his feelings. But honestly, the role is bad for fantasy, but it's not like he's getting like 8 carries a game. Like he's still getting like mid-teens touches and reception too. Like it's not a disgusting
he's just like
role.
A home run guy.
Yeah. And they've not been able to run the ball very well. Start 2 wide receiver, 3 flex, 2 running back. Yeah. So I'm assuming.
Yeah, I'm holding Chase here.
That's like a start 10 probably if it's super flex and a tight end.
Yeah,
I'm holding Chase. Good. Wait, what was
Chase is just going to give you so many broken weeks.
How'd you get Chase? I love hearing about Chase trades.
Those are hard to get.
True. I know, dude. I've been feeling really good about how much Chase I have this year until this bad week, plus suspended for a game, and then now I'm like, damn, all this money now I put into Jamar Chase. Should I drop Ridley now that he's on season-ending IR? If you can't stash him, I mean, I'm not going to pretend to be excited about the future outlook for Calvin Ridley, but I think he at least falls in that range where you could see.
I feel like someone would give you a third for him.
Yeah. Or just those are the kind of players.
Calvin Ridley to a third to every rebuilder.
Yeah. Or just like, I mean, think about DeAndre Hopkins, right? At the tail end of his career where it was like, oh, he signs with the Chiefs. Like, you could get a third for him easily, you know? I mean, there were probably some seconds going for DeAndre Hopkins when he signed with the Chiefs. Like those kind of players that have some sort of name value, if the situation, whatever it may be, brightens. Yeah. Fifth year option will be very telling. Jake, do I know your Bryce Young take? I feel like you're a very positive Panthers fan.
I feel like he's more of a positive spin than I do. He's always like, "How about them Panthers?" And I'm like, "There's no hope."
He's got that that might be a professional thing, right? You know, he's got the that's part of his job to be positive about the Panthers, right?
It's the Tepper dollars.
The Tepper they pay me to be positive. Hey, I mean, how can you not be positive? Big division win. Bryce looked real. Let's be real. Yeah, I gotcha.
I mean, that was like a throwback late season Bryce game. If we played the Falcons every week, we'd be the best team in the league.
It's really hard because I feel like a lot of times something small changes offensively for teams, and people see that as like, there it is, figured it out. Like, gonna be like this all the time.
It's solved.
Yeah, put Ted in the slot a little bit, move him around. Let's go. But I do think that is, like, we see the success with like Drake London, for example. I know there's always the comparison, like Ted and Drake London, but
yeah,
that kind of like
they're similar.
Like Ted is, I mean, he's big. That dude can run routes. You know, get him in the slot.
I mean, he can do it all. Like I think you just need to go full full McVay with it and be like, okay, this guy's just going to do everything for us, and then if he gets hurt, he gets hurt. Yeah.
No super flex in the Chase trade question, which, I mean, we're talking real shallow at that point. Like, Jamar Chase is like a god amongst men.
Yeah, no, Jamar Chase would have to be like putting up stinkers for like 2 years straight for me to be like, nah, I don't want Jamar Chase in that format.
Yeah, and there is some merit to, like, in deeper leagues being like, yeah, Jamar Chase is awesome, but I'm getting a difference maker plus. And like, I think a lot of the pieces you are getting back, once you cancel out the Waddle side, don't necessarily feel like guaranteed smashes. I did ask for the Chase, so here's the Chase trade. Sent London, Judkins, Dubs, Tootin, JCM for Chase, Barkley, Douglas, and a second. Then flipped Barkley and sent him Flowers, Keenan, 26 first for Jacobs, Walker, Debo. Okay, let me brain analyze. That first one is actually
got a brain animal.
All right, that
first one's good.
That's pretty fair, but I like it in Chase, especially in a shallow league if your running backs are good too.
Yeah, like Dobbs, Tootin, JCM. Like, I like Tootin. Yeah. Shout out Tootin breakout. The old video where I said bye Tootin, I was like, I don't know. This is kind of a maybe beating a dead horse. Maybe it's over. Maybe it's not. But I do think guys like Dobbs, Tootin, JCM aren't going to really be that important unless if they literally hit insane outcomes. And then the same with Demario Douglas is kind of just a roster clogger. But when you look at Chase, Barkley in a second for London, Judkins, and a bunch of roster cloggers, to me, I think that's that one's a good deal.
Yeah. Don't worry, delusional sports fan. I traded a second for Alec Pierce. I'm buying to the hype, aren't I? I actually don't think that is a bad trade. That's probably not how I would spend my seconds in most leagues, but I do think that we are mere months away from an Alec Pierce extension for more money. It's gonna be like remember the Christian Kirk Jags contract where people were like, oh my gosh, like that's gonna be the Alec Pierce contract. He's been good, man. It hasn't just been
comp. That's a good pull.
Thank you. It hasn't just been. I feel like last year a lot of the big Alec Pierce blow up games were just these like long bombs. Like, he's actually getting some like crossing route stuff, and he is like an 80+% snap guy. That's a real.
There's not a darker place to be than a Josh Downs truther when all the other wide receivers are doing good too.
He sent Adonai Mitchell kind of sent himself, but he sent AD Mitchell to the Jets, man. I think they teamed up. They both sent AD Mitchell to the Jets.
I think wasn't it like Sleeper, like on Twitter, was like, this might be me being on Twitter too much, but they were like, they tweeted like a clip of Adonai Mitchell like dropping a bunch of passes and whatever, and then Adonai responded, bet. And I'm like, buddy, the only highlights you've had are dropping a bunch of passes and then fumbling out the back of the end zone. Like, just figure out what you're doing first.
I just want to pull up. I feel like Alec Pierce deserved a moment of me pulling up his stats. So,
ooh, we got the fancy overlay.
There's Alec Pierce stats for you. Just for a second. I want to get back to the questions. I know we got some live stream asks. And Brandon, are you here? We'll hit yours soon.
Earth to Brandon.
Subtitle Chip, Canadian Gents, I'm frying chicken cutlets. Let's go. Pretty late for some chicken cutlets, but hey, everyone needs a snack for the Dynasty Daddy live streams. New Fantasy RedZone tool is so sick. I cannot wait to use it. Let's go. Yeah, I have been whipping out the laptop just so I can experience and use the RedZone tool. Like, I know I've talked about, I got my 3 monitors and I like put 4 YouTube TV Sunday ticket games on one of them so that I can have all the games up at one time. So it does help. Maybe it hurts attention span, but I think it helps me lock in a little bit to what's happening in my matchups when I'm trying to.
I think it's nice because like it helps me not just like end up scrolling on my phone and then I'm like, wait a minute, like I get distracted. I'm like, okay, I can have all this stuff I would be looking on my phone right there and then enjoy, just sit back and watching the games.
Yeah. Nick Take Jake, what's good? Been a minute since I've caught a show. Welcome.
Been a minute.
Back. I feel like it was Pistons Knicks series. I remember seeing that name. Maybe it was just making me upset that we were losing to the Knicks. That I'm
Pistons are good this year though.
You're damn right. Jalen Duren, thank you. Charlotte, gifting us 7 foot center Kevin Durant. No, I'm just kidding.
Charlotte, we got the white Klay Thompson.
Yeah. Dude, he's gonna be good, man.
Here's my take. He's better than Cooper Flag. That's my homer take right there. He's looked phenomenal.
He has looked really good. Sub Droid. Oh, I like this one. 12 teams, start 10. Titan Premium Superflex rebuilding. 130 max points for away from the 101. What's the least you would take for Travis Etienne? Oof. I don't think I could go lower than. I wouldn't want to go lower than a second. You might have to do like a player. Jeremy's deep in thought. I'm giving him the full screen for this. We're about to get hit with a nugget. Look at this, guys. He's locked in.
I'm trying to process this.
Never mind.
So you're just trying to dump Travis Etienne for anything?
Yeah, I mean, 130 is you're kind of running out of weeks to cut that 130 max points for.
Yeah, I mean, how many points does Travis Etienne get a week? It's like 12.
Dude, I've got Sean Tucker on a rebuilding team, and I'm grateful that I'm the very, very low in the max points for it because he is destroying that. I don't know.
Yeah,
man.
I mean, I think like a second plus. Like, can you get a second plus something?
I would probably be fine doing a second straight up if I thought the move was for sure going to put me in a good position for max points for it. Like if there's a couple teams that are jockeying a little bit and it's like, I just need to get these points off. Cause you're not going to get first, especially after this last week.
I mean, I would definitely hit up the
currently 106
manager that lost Jacobs. Like hit up the people that like are dealing with Jacobs, dealing with Amarion Hampton. Some of the guys there, like, I don't know when these players are coming back or if they're coming back. They might be willing to actually give you good value for an Etienne who doesn't have the same upside, but certainly is a startable player on a contending team.
Yeah, and there's an Etienne out where he does get extended and gets the buddy ball with Trevor Lawrence, Clemson, and gets some sort of extension and is in a similar role for the next couple seasons. But I'm willing to take that bet on a team that I need to move off the points for a second round pick. Let's keep it to football takes. This is actually great. This is a great comment. I think if we start getting it's when I get too
gamer tags and NBA.
But it's things that matter to me. Don't you guys care about me? You want to hear? Actually, these are more maybe I'm going full screen for this. Uh-oh. Can I get a I'm in if you're in for Will playoff best ball streams, huh? Doing a couple playoff best ball streams. If you guys aren't familiar with the format, I think it's really interesting and fascinating and keeps me interested from a fantasy perspective during the actual NFL playoffs. But you draft teams and they're starting now. So you don't know exactly what teams are going to make the playoffs. You can build some interesting teams, but you carry that team through the entire NFL playoffs. So, if you pick a bunch of Bears that snuck into the playoffs and they lose in the first round, like, you're SOL. All right. Sorry, I just got told to keep it to football. That was keeping it to football though, kind of. But we'll move on to the questions.
That was a shut up and dribble.
Give me one I'm in, just so I don't feel self-conscious, even if you're not in. Some more Will Gibbs highlights. Okay, we can do that. That's when Jeremy's not on the stream though. We can't be doing that when Jeremy's on the stream. He's gonna shut me down. He's gonna revoke my Dynasty Daddy YouTube account sign-in privileges.
I like the Will streams. It's just a wild card. Like the later it gets in the best ball streams, I'm like, I don't know. Like I'll like tune in and all of a sudden it's just like scrolling through YouTube and I'm like, I don't know what's going on now.
Well, I used to some Will lore. I used to do here we go. When I'm in, let's go. I used to do the Twitch gaming stuff back in my college days. So I think I kind of like the camera's on me and it's just me talking. And I think it's
like, it's showtime.
I go back and it's like, let's go, baby. Give the people what they want. Give the people what they don't want. 10 straight for the Pistons is awesome. Yeah. And no Cade too. Come on. He's back though. Appreciate the content. Hey, appreciate you. Appreciate all of you. And while I'm appreciating you, appreciate us, please. And subscribe if you're not. And like the video. 47 minutes in.
Flawless. That was smooth.
Hit him with the like and subscribe, please. And thank you. People really love Chase, though, in my league. Definitely a battle going on. Someone else is trying to cook a deal of Chase and Baker for Puka and Josh Allen. Ooh. Yeah. There's been some weird Puka stuff with the, like, heavier personnel the Rams have been playing in some limited route stuff, but, like, he is just so good. And some of that might be, like, coming back from the injury, too. And the NFL is an ever-changing game. So, but yeah, I'm taking Puka and Josh Allen. I would add. I
think it's more the upside of Josh Allen.
Well, yeah. What would you add on top
of
that
like,
side?
Chase Puka is like a wash.
Would you do Chase?
It is
Baker?
one QB.
True.
So I'm not.
You wouldn't want to
I'm
do it
not
first.
sitting here being like, I need it. But if I can get the Josh Allen Baker upgrade and basically go within a tier of Chase Puka, I would do that. But I'm not adding anything like a second or anything. Because to me, I'm like, if I have Baker,
single quarterback.
If I Baker, Baker's always like QB6 every year.
Second matter?
And no one gives him no respect. And it's a 1 QB league, a 10-man 1 QB league. Like, come on.
I'm gonna hit you back.
You're getting one good week out of Josh Allen that matters, and all the others are the normal quarterback scoring weeks.
Who's with me?
1 QB league.
I don't like to go to the chat on these. I don't want to divide us, but I want to know. Are you taking Chase?
We got to get divisive here.
And Baker, or Puka, Josh Allen. Wait, no. Chase, Baker in a second, or Puka and Josh Allen. Single quarterback. 10 team start. 10.
10 team starts.
Is that
8?
I'll take whatever format you want.
Start 8. It's start 8, I think.
All right. It could be a start 3.
Start 2 wide receivers, start 3 flex, start 2 RBs, start 1 quarterback.
There we go. Dabby doobie. The people have the person has spoken. I was gonna say the people. A person has spoken. Let's see.
Wait, what was the plus? What was the plus?
It was the second.
On the Chase side?
Baker over Kyler all day. Okay, well,
let's go, Brandon.
No, we can't bring in Kyler. If we go Kyler again, this stream's going for 3 hours. So it was.
We need to have like a burning of a sage or something. Like we need to hire like an Etsy witch to like
JJ
uncurse
McCarthy,
Kyler.
JJ McCarthy or Kyler
rosters
right now. Everyone, give me your take. If you're in the chat right now, super flex, JJ McCarthy or Kyler Murray?
I'm taking anyone that has the plus, but I'll probably go with JJ in a vacuum.
No,
just
because you don't get a plus
there's
cop
more
out.
that can go right.
Yeah,
I'm just saying I'm not
we got a
highly convicted, but
McCarthy. JJ?
I think Kyler's a better quarterback, but I don't think Kyler's going to have more windows to get out.
It's death an option.
It's death an option.
Kyler gave up. Kyler stings. Yeah, this is the we just gotta wait for the cement to dry. Is that what was that the O'Connell quote? JJ. Kyler when he goes to the Steelers this offseason. You don't think broken wrist Rodgers is coming back?
Might be a Panther.
I think Kyler might be a Viking. What do you think about that? What do you think about Tua?
Honestly, I would kind of like that spot. Like Kyler's a Viking would be a lot of fun.
Kyler is for sure getting another shot. That is the one.
Duh.
Like Kyler would have to, in his own heart, want to be a kick streamer and just play COD all day, which maybe he does want to, but I don't think he wants to go out like that, man. I know people.
Dude, Kyler or Justin Fields got more shots than like Jake Moody for the 49ers. Like Kyler is definitely going to get another shot. There's no way Justin Fields gets like 4 shots and Kyler, they're like, nah, we can't touch him.
Dude, shout out to Dylan, commissioner of my home league. We have kickers. He took Jake Moody at the 401 in our rookie draft. And I was like, that pick is so bad. I was like, I do not care.
Was it rookie draft?
What the kicker is? Yeah, rookie draft. And also I made fun of him though, but that was the same rookie draft that I took Jacoby Brissett over Puka Nacua. So okay. Boys, he chose to sit the 2 weeks before Brissett was named the starter. Yeah, I mean, he's tired. He's tired of that organization, man. He wants to get out of there.
You know what? Yeah, it's like Anthony Richardson tapping himself out. It totally worked out for him.
The McBride hates him is probably like the biggest death nail for me because I want to fully align myself with Trey McBride in all capacity.
Trey McBride's definitely like the centerpiece of that team. Like that's the culture on offense.
Oh, he's so good. All right, live stream S time. I think I might be one behind on pulling them together. All right. I've got.
Yeah, I think
Snides. Got your team here. Here we go.
Oh wait,
What'd I miss?
I think it's the our little chat bot is missing this one from Tom. I don't think we hit that, so I'll DM it to you. We can
okay.
We can do that.
Did it have a cuss word in it or something? Did we get safe?
No, well, I see in the actual chat it was deleted twice, so I think he like fixed typos or something and probably messed up our bot. So we can hit the live stream ask and then just toss this one in.
Okay.
I'm looking out for my guy Tom.
All right, give me all right, all right, here we go.
Patty Mills.
I'm giving you this one, and then we're gonna hit the live stream ask because I have to pull something up. London and Scat, or Olave, BTJ, and Harvey. Your full screen. Lights, camera, action.
Which one?
This is Nick Take Jake, London and Scat, or Olave, B Thomas, and Harvey.
Is there a format or just in a vacuum?
This is a vacuum. This is a Nick Take Jake vacuum.
In a vacuum? Ooh. It really shows you how far Brian Thomas Jr. has fallen. I think in a deeper format, right? If it's like a 12-team start 11, give me the Olave, BTJ, Harvey side. Like I think all 3 of those guys are guys I feel okay starting outside of Harvey, but Harvey will come into his role, and we don't know what he will look like without Dobbins. Or I guess we do, but I don't remember. But But then London Scat, I don't think is bad. If in a shallower league, I probably like the upside of like London and then Scataboo coming back next year. I mean, he was shoving people at WWE, so
I
I
know.
don't know. Maybe he'll be back this year.
I have never felt more. I feel like anytime there's a season-ending injury, there's a little part of you that's like, what's this guy gonna look like when he comes back off the injury? You know, like, is it gonna be the same? And I'm not 100% confident it will be with Scat, but I'm 100% confident that he's 100% confident that it will be. You know what I'm saying?
His attitude's there.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, he's shoving people like 4 weeks after holding his ankle like it was dust.
Yeah, dude. People just aren't built like that anymore nowadays. Okay, I'm ready.
I'm not. If that happened to me,
I'm people.
I'd be like, I can't turn my webcam on anymore.
I just made some peanut butter protein snacks. I'll get there, guys. Next season, I'll be on my Scataboo. All right, here we go.
Could you do the thing where you like itch your chin on your shoulder?
What the hell are you talking about? What is that?
Did you see the clip?
From WWE? Oh
no,
yes,
he was like Twitch streaming, and he's like, "Oh yeah, I have this little thing. I just."
Oh, Nick, take Jake.
Come on, acting like I'm crazy over here.
Just a little, just had a little support. Appreciate it. Balling. And a air horns. I gotta find a way to get that to play for you too, Jeremy. Jeremy misses out on the air horns, so I like to let him know.
But I don't miss out on the super chats. Thank you.
Jeremy. Oh, the 1-9 Bill pick. All right, here we go.
Oh yeah, where's the 1-9 Bill?
Here we go, man. And I'm gonna circle back. There's a couple of things that I'll say, and I guess the Bill price last week when I was telling you I was in on buying Bill was like 2/3. I could see myself doing the 2/3 for Bill, but not more than that. Definitely not more than that. This is Chris Rodriguez's backfield. All right. Team is surprisingly not doing too bad this year. Made a bunch of moves in the offseason, traded a second for Waddle not too long ago, W. Just traded a fifth for Hunter Henry. Teetering between making the playoffs and not. My issue is the RB2 situation. Bill ain't it. Sorry not to believe in the 109 pick. So Woody has been getting the start. Question is, who do I target to bolster the squad? I mean...
Well, he's like, I need a banger trade,
quarterback.
But a second for Waddle and a fifth round pick for Hunter Henry.
Yeah,
that's a steal. Both of those are absolute steals.
This is so you got Bryce.
Bill is no longer Bill. He's DeCorey.
Yeah, you
got to earn the Bill name.
He's barely JCM at this point. All right, my one Bill thing is there's no questioning that this has been a weird year for the Commanders. And he's a B-Rob role wise. He's kind of like a B-Rob clone a little bit in how he would be utilized. Like there always is going to be a Jeremy McNichols and whatnot. So unless like the passing game stuff improved, I don't think we were going to get great Bill season. But all right, I'm down to lock in unless you want to give me your anti-Bill propaganda.
No, I mean, I think Bill, the hard part is the rollout with Bill couldn't be better. Like he was competing against a 6th round running back and Jeremy McNichols, which honestly he's looked better than I thought he would, but
yeah,
still, like both of those guys, if he's truly that guy, it shouldn't be an issue. But that team's really banged up. And I do think Bill plays better when they have what's his name? Jaden Daniels in there. So it might just be like this team's broken, so Bill might get a chance, but I imagine they'll bring in somebody next year. I mean, there'll be a lot of free agents. They could get Etienne, they could get Kenneth Walker, they could get, a bunch of other options, Breece Hall. So there's a lot of guys that could be out there that they might bring in or just draft somebody.
So this is anyway. 7 teams are 5-6 or better. There's a 4-7 and a 3-8 on the teetering on the edge of making the playoffs. Pretty sick team. JSN, McMillan, Olave, Waddle, Reed. Bryce and Woody. I would be fine rolling out the Bryce Woody combo, but I understand wanting to address it a little bit stronger at the RB2 spot since you're on the edge of making the playoffs.
Well, you're on the edge. You still have your first, which I'm probably keeping in this situation. You got your second, or not your second, but you have someone else's second. And
Yeah.
that second 7 and 4. So I do think there's an opportunity to. I think the move here would be Eastbound and Brown is 4 and 7, has Christian McCaffrey and Kyron Williams. I think both of those guys are potential targets. I don't know if he's completely accepted defeat since he is only one game behind you, but that's, like you could be like, hey man, might not be your year. The 3-8 team has David Montgomery, not the most exciting player to add.
The one thing about, I will say real quick on
Aaron
this,
Jones on the 1-10 team,
the 4-7 team, like sometimes these, like, I mean, obviously it was last week, the Garrett Wilson IR, but Sam LaPorta getting put in IR, like sometimes like being 4-7 and then you get hit with what felt like a key lineup player getting hit to IR sometimes can kind of give a slight little nudge.
Would you move your own first round pick for in a Christian McCaffrey deal?
I don't love doing that on teams that are teetering on the edge of making the playoffs. Like I'm a little bit more inclined to do that on I'm fighting for the first round bye. Like I'm already locked into like a top 3-4 finish. I feel confident making the playoffs. Just because the risk of that, like if you do that and miss the playoffs, like you have CMC, you don't have your own first, which is an early pick, and you're not even in the playoffs. But I don't think it's bad. Like I think this team is pretty scary, JSN. But it's a little inconsistent, right? I mean, like JSN smashing, but outside of that, Tet, Olave,
Tet's been inconsistent.
Waddle,
Olave,
Shakir.
Waddle. Hunter Henry's like boom bust. Drake May's been solid. Last week wasn't too good, I think. Or was it 2 weeks ago? But yeah, I mean, I think it's tough because like you were like, do I go after Jeanty or someone like that? But it's like, okay, if you go after Jeanty, like Jeanty's also 5 and 6. So they're gonna be like, okay, give me Tet, give me someone interesting. Like I don't think you can get.
Oh, this is really interesting. I don't know if you saw this. 1 and 4, 1 through 4. So the bottom 4 picks is a lotto. So if you miss out on the playoffs and you're the 5th or the 6th pick, you don't get a chance to be in that lotto. You're locked into 5 or 6, which is really interesting aspect of this trade because you do kind of feel.
Yeah, so you want to be in the lotto.
Yeah, you really like. You don't want to get too like. I talked about feeling good about Bryce and Woody, but I feel like that additional context makes me a little bit more inclined to do the riskier move. Now, I don't necessarily think that means moving your own first, but maybe you're a little bit more inclined to move a second or something for a running back.
Aren't you? Hold on, I'm confused. You said the bottom 4, right?
Yeah, it says 1 and 4 picks have a lotto.
There's only 10 teams, right? So if you either make the playoffs or you miss them, unless if it's a 14 playoff.
Oh, okay. You're right. It's only 10 teams. Could this on one team? Do I have a chance?
I mean, I think that would be the pitch, right? Like if you want to go all in, you say, "Hey, man, do you get your lotto pick? Give me Christian McCaffrey."
This team has
like, let's work something out.
This team is crazy. What happened? And they have Joe Burrow just randomly on IR. Justin Herbert, JT, Etienne, Bucky, Harvey, Puka, CD, Drake London, Ladd, Effett, Christian Watson having a good year. Tyler Warren, Gadsden. Dang.
They got Sean Tucker dropping 30 bombs.
They got Sean Tucker, Chris Rodriguez. This is the
best running back. The best run.
Chris Rodriguez.
Dude, Average having the 1. That's classic.
Yeah, the dynasty trade value of 1.
He played us for 2 years. Honestly, I've had a couple like a home league trades that were a little bit.
I've done a decent amount of roster reviews at this point, and the amount where I'm like halfway through a roster review, and then I look at one team and I'm like, wait a minute, this team has 10 of the top 16 players in the league. I'm like, at this point, like you just got to rebuild until everyone around you gets smarter.
Yeah. Honestly, why is he a 1? It's the he said that he would be willing to go to the Rams or something to learn under Sean McVay.
Well, for trade value purposes, he probably got traded recently because the trade value I believe you have selected is the Dynasty Daddy one, which uses the trade database. So it means he's being traded for something, so he counts for something in a trade. It just doesn't count for much. Game
lab when I shouldn't have. No, I gotcha. So I guess realistic if you're locking in, let's get you an RB2. Any other interesting pieces you can move? Not really.
I really think that the options are, can I package like 2 seconds or something like that to get Kyron? Or do I move a first plus something to get Christian McCaffrey? And I think that's a conversation you have with this team because you're going to be like, hey, man, you're either in the lottery or you're going to the playoffs.
Already has 2 firsts.
I'm trying to help you out.
Maybe they're fine sticking with that versus using those picks. Yeah, I'm down to try that.
Okay, here's a crazy one. Trade Drake Maye. Because if you can get value for Drake Maye in a 10-team start 1 quarterback league and be able to apply it at a position that really matters, like running back or wide receiver, that is how you can keep your first round pick and potentially get like a Kyron.
Yeah.
It might hurt because Drake London is like the flashy, sexy player, but like who cares? You're gonna start Jameis Winston every week and you're gonna love it.
Like you try to do Maye and a pick for like Jordan Love and
Jordan Love
CMC
and Christian McCaffrey or Kyron. You're probably not getting CMC.
No, the all caps no. I love him. It's one of those. Yes, and I have no problem. Like I would definitely lean. You don't have the balls to trade the Drake. I would definitely lean because I am kind of a believer in. I don't play in a lot of single quarterback leagues, but I think if you believe Drake Maye for the rest of his career can give you, it feels disrespectful to say mini Josh numbers because I don't know if he has the 40 bombs in his bag in a 5th. Oh. That's the thing about quarterback though, is like the Joe Flacco's you're always going to be able to find. So in these single quarterback leagues, like you have starting quarterbacks on waivers. Not that I want to play them, but they're on waivers.
If you started Davis Mills the past 2 weeks, you would have gotten basically Drake Maye production.
Yeah.
So in a super flex league, that is very valuable. In a 1 quarterback league, that tells me why am I putting extra value in this position when there's literally like if Davis Mills is on waivers in most super flex leagues, think about the quarterbacks that are on waivers in a 10-team 1 quarterback league. Like quarterbacks doesn't really have value here. So if I can buy a Kyron, buy someone that actually matters, because in this league it's going to really only be running back and wide receiver. Every move I make is, am I getting the best running back? Am I getting the best wide receiver? Or am I getting the best pick that I can use to take a running back or a wide receiver?
Yep.
Like tight end, quarterback, I don't care about those positions. I can do it as cheap as you can. Just like you with Hunter Henry for a 5th round pick. Hunter Henry is a pretty good tight end, and you got him for basically free. So that's kind of how I view it when it comes there. And your league also doesn't value him super high if you got him in the 5th round.
Yeah.
I assume of your rookie. If it's a startup draft, I feel like that might be not the same, but
in a 10-team, who needs QB? The Patty Mahomes owner? Yeah, no one needs QB. I think the conversation is more of who would see it as a meaningful upgrade, and it probably would have to be one of these like dynasty value type beat trades. So that's kind of why we're leaning towards that CMC manager. It's just more of if this team that's 4-7 is like, yeah, I'm out of it this year, let me make moves that make me feel better about my dynasty team. So let me get a pick plus an upgrade dynasty value quarterback to
Well, yeah,
triple and CMC.
You hit on it too, because there's probably 3 quarterbacks that actually have trade value in this league: Josh Allen, Lamar Jackson, and Drake Maye. Those are probably the only quarterbacks that people are like, oh, that's interesting. And if you look at this team, Jordan Love and CJ Stroud and Joe Flacco aren't the most inspiring quarterbacks if you're rolling out every week. So the fact that this team that's probably going to miss the playoffs has both of them are older in Christian McCaffrey and Kyron. And you're saying, hey, here's a young dynasty asset player in a Drake Maye. Can I get some sort of value for him in this trade? That way I don't have to move my first round pick. Even if it's like, hey, Drake Maye and a second round pick for Kyron, for CMC. If you look at like the war of your league, that's going to be way more impactful than rolling out with Drake Maye. Unless you have like insanely juiced like quarterback scoring.
I'm with it. Yelled. Yeah, that guy won't yelled at him multiple times. Yeah, I think this is probably your best bet of like running back RB2 production. So whether it is the Drake Maye tear down or you're finding some sort of pivots, cross positional.
You could get Gross if you want. The Mahomes owner does have Aaron Jones and Kareem Hunt. If you just shoot him like a third.
Yeah, 1 in 10.
But I would probably try to aim higher.
Yeah. Bucky for Bill, Mac Jones, 2nd, 3rd in September, 14-teamer. Man, I can't wait to have the glorious. I know this is not what you want to hear in response to that, but I just can't wait for Bucky Irving to be back in my life.
I need him too.
My home league team needs him, man. But shout out to George Pickens. Got me the home league win. I know everyone wanted the update. Will won his home league after a big George Pickens game. Needed 19 from him. Needed 19. Those are the best, man. When it's like right outside of expectations for a player, they give it to you on the Monday night game. Oh, that saved.
The Monday's a tough one.
That saved my
Mondays
weekend.
are tough.
Dude, that Lions game. I don't want to talk about it, guys. We don't need to talk about the Lions game. It's just going to make me sad.
What's the Lions record now? Are they the same as the Panthers?
I told myself I wasn't. You know how we talked about me going in the mirror and like telling myself, practicing things and saying things. I told myself, you're not going to complain about a bad pass interference call at the end of the game, especially when you've only scored 6 points up until that point. So don't worry, guys. I'm not going to do that. Pick and save me and Charlie. Yeah, I saw that. As I went 0-2 in the Charlie Daddy League, and I'm out of the playoffs right now. So, somebody, if you're listening, give me my first back, or anybody else, give me some pieces that can get me into the playoffs, please.
Someone give me my first back.
You guys want Will's first best ball league? Him not make the playoffs and not have his own first? That's what you guys want my best ball.
Hey, well, I'll trade you my first round pick. How's the 112 sound?
Nah, your team's getting bad again, or something like that. You lost to the median this week.
I did.
Tried to trade with you. Yeah, but you sent me a message. You said you wanted Gibbs. I don't want to hear that. I want good player. I don't want to trade away good player. You told me, boo. To be fair, you sent me a text at like Saturday night, and yeah, Saturday nights are. No, you're fine. Oh, 5 and 6 in the work league. Take this thing to distance. Let's go. How close are we to the playoffs? 5 and 6. You gotta be pretty close.
I need to double check. We're getting close though.
I got some 5 and 6 teams that are on the edge. I just got a text in one of my redraft leagues. Guy wants to send me a trade, and he stood me up last week. So I'm deciding if I should stand him up this week. Let me know, guys. You have to tear down. I know.
So Becca's work league, 14-team league. Crazy parity. There are how many? There's 11 teams
Dang.
between 6-5 and 4-7.
Wow.
There's one team that's 2-9. There's one that's 7-4 and one that's 9-2. All the others are literally. Becca's the only 5-6 team, and then there's like 5 teams. There's like I don't even know. 7 teams that are 6-5.
Jeez.
So
You got this.
We're coming for it.
And you're here, right? We're upward trajectory. It's not about how you start. It's about how you finish. All right. We are.
I do know. I know I need to grind some Charlie Daddy trades because after the Penix and Drake London injuries,
Oh.
and I have Cam Scatterbill, I'm starting to have too many zeros on my rosters.
All right. What do you think about this? This is a fascinating question for people who are like getting real into Dynasty. Speaking of reject leagues, I do not like them anymore. About to leave 3. LOL Dynasty all the way. There's some magic. There's some magic to a redraft league to hopping on Yahoo at 7:30 p.m. to draft, a redraft team, a half PPR. The quarterback scoring's weird for some reason.
The best part about joining like a random work league is just not taking a tight end or a quarterback until like the last rounds, and everyone thinks you're like insane, and it's like, well, we have 10 people here. Like, I don't need a quarterback.
Shout out to the OG work league at the pizza place I worked at in high school. We did a home league draft in one of the dude's basements, and it was one guy's first time.
Dominoes.
Shout outs to Alecos. Shouts to Alecos. There's some lore for you. Nobody knows what that is, but Wyatt, first time playing fantasy football, he drafted 4 quarterbacks. So little 10 team 4 quarterback team for you. Nothing wrong with that.
That's the QB horde, the one quarterback QB horde strategy.
Yeah, my 3 aren't spicy. Okay, you should try guillotine. I hear guillotine is fun, like the waiver bidding every week. I do want to try it next year. Do some guillotine. My guillotine experience is just my brother texting me how much he should bid on every player, and he sends me like full rosters and everyone's fab budgets. So that's been my guillotine experience. I would like to do it for myself next year, but I don't know. I think there's something special about redraft, man. Even though it is the inferior format, it's just there's some magic there, man. Something special about a new team.
There's something pure of like, it's like buying like a share of Apple like 20 years ago and being like, oh, I'm a genius investor just because you held on to Apple for 20 years. It's something like, oh, I took Jonathan Taylor. I must really know football. Like, I took Jonathan Taylor over all these guys. I must really like. Whereas in Dynasty, it's like, you've had Jonathan Taylor for the ups and downs. You know what it is. But in redraft, you're just like some teams when you just double tap all the right names, and all of a sudden you're like, am I a genius? That's how I felt first like 6 weeks through the Scott Fish Bowl. I was like,
yeah,
I might have peaked.
I'm different. That's how I felt taking all this Ibuka and all this Travis Hunter as well. That's been sad. But
you felt that for Travis Hunter?
Bro, I'm telling you, man. League winner. No one's gonna know about it. And even if the trajectory of his career is terrible, I'm always gonna hold on to what if, man. Coming out of the bye. Offense designed around him.
What if, man?
All right, we can move on from Will talking about a player he's too invested in.
Hey, I just want to point this out.
That this team has hurts.
Jake knows how to butter me up. He says Jeremy is a genius.
Yeah, I did pull that up.
And then he also went on and said, for saying that to trade Drake Maye as someone who got holding the bag a lot for CJ Stroud when he was QB3. I do think that's the hard thing. Like when you have the guy that everyone wants, the only time it works out is if Drake Maye does become Josh Allen or Lamar Jackson.
Right.
But we've seen Jaden Daniels fall down the board. We've seen CJ Stroud fall down the board. And I was more convicted on Daniels being an elite guy. I still think he's still in a higher tier than Stroud.
Yeah.
I think it's just like injuries. But
yeah,
I do think once you get a guy that's steamed up so much, it's like, unless if you're putting up nuclear Lamar Jackson, Josh Allen weeks, I'm good to get that elite value.
Yeah,
especially in a one quarterback.
If you can get 25-year-old, this is 25-year-old Josh Allen prices, like I'm totally down to cash out, especially in single quarterback too. That's been the biggest part of that. What would it take for Josh? And I kind of want to, we can mention this real quick before we get into this team. There was, Diaz said Drake Maye 101 in startups next year.
Mm-hmm.
And I've
seen it.
I know. And I've been thinking about like I don't know if it's going to happen if we get like a couple more of these Josh Allen 40 bombs to end the season. Like there's just something about knowing you're going to have that for 4 or 5 seasons in a startup that I think just matters so much. And you can just, contending, whatever trade value, you can hold on to that. Nothing's going to change. But yeah, I could see it. Wouldn't surprise me. Just like it wouldn't surprise me if, you got people taking Jaden Daniels 101 at the start heading into this season.
I did it in one of our leagues. I think I did it in Alpha Daddy. I had the 101, but hasn't worked out for me there. But
1 year.
Yeah, I mean, I think the big pay-per-view stream that DD Fantasy Football put together.
Yeah,
they did a startup draft, and I think Drake Maye was either 101 or 102. I think it was 102, but I could see him getting up there. I mean, he has the age, right? I think a lot of teams, if you take a Josh Allen or Lamar Jackson, you kind of feel like you do need to field a competitive team out of the bat. But if you have a Drake Maye, if you're in the fifth round, you're like, wait a minute, I can trade back, pick up some picks. Like you have the flexibility because he's younger.
All right. Next team here.
Will you respond to the allegations, Will? Jake's in my corner.
Check the stream. I believe I pulled it up and it was on the screen. That was me clicking the buttons. I could be wrong. So if you don't want to check the stream, it's fine.
Jake's in my corner.
I'm Team Jeremy. Just traded Penix and Mac for 26 first and 27 second a week ago. With this team, hell yeah. Still have a nice QB room. Yeah, I'll say. Mahomes, Hurts, Jaden Daniels. That is not a bad QB room. Was sitting on a QB horde for a long time. I think this was a team that had like Dart and Daniels, I believe. That was like part of the trades we talked about. Because I think this is a similar team we've looked at before. Any ideas to round out this team? My 26 first is currently 102. Could be as bad as the 104. Kraft, Andrews, Harvey, Woody. Would any part of you want to cash out on like a Hurts or Mahomes just from the standpoint of what you could get for those two quarterbacks right now at this point in the season when you have a QB room that's as strong?
I would if I can get the value. Like otherwise I'm fine holding.
I think it'd be like an injured wide receiver type of thing. Like, I mean, Garrett Wilson, I'm going to need pluses on top, obviously.
Like Drake London in like a 27 first.
Yeah, like if you could find a team that just lost, like
the 13-9 team has Lamar Jackson, just lost Penix, has London and Bryce Young, which, hey, 458 yards or whatever. Shouts to Jake. Bryce Young might be the guy now. I'm back in.
Yeah.
Snip, snap, snip, snap, snip, snap.
And you actually just traded with this guy, right? Just traded Penix and Mac.
That's true.
26 first and second.
Well, I guess
this guy lost Penix. He lost Penix, and then Birdie's back. That's brutal. That is brutal.
Be like, hey, do you want to do another trade?
But this guy would still you got Etienne, Henry, like Tracy, decent role. You still have CD, Sutton, Dubs.
Okay,
you might have to add on. Oh gosh,
there's a certain team here that looks better than the rest. 21-1. Nate 4747 has Jamar Chase. QBs are Sam Darnold. 4-pick Sam Darnold. JJ McCarthy, which good luck with that. Kyler Murray, which according to our very own Brandon, he gave up. So we're giving up on Kyler.
Yep.
JK, I can never give up on Kyler. And then Joe Flacco and Tyrod.
Yeah.
So
Starting
Tyrod,
quarterback
maybe.
for the New York Jets, Tyrod Taylor.
But I think this would be a team where you're like,
Tyrod.
hey man, you're locked and loaded. How does a Mahomes sound? Like, and you could probably get like,
I
don't know.
I don't know if
Like,
the wide receiver room.
Issues like, what do you get?
Yeah, that's the
Like,
thing.
are you moving Chase? Probably not.
If Chase was suspended 3 games, maybe you could add a plus on top and convince this guy.
Give him Mark Andrews too, because his tight ends are kind of a mess.
Okay, 2-20 team.
I do think your best offer is like, hey, Drake London and like a 27 first for Patrick Mahomes and
Ooh, wait. What?
something. Travis Hunter. Get
Who's
rid
your
of
current
that
tight end
loser.
on this team? Yo, Tucker Craft and Andrews. Okay. I was gonna say this. There was a Josh Allen Tua team that has Trey McBride and Gadsden, but with Kraft, I don't feel as strong about pushing in for McBride. Like, I think there's better ways to fill out your rest of your team.
9-3, Garrett Wilson. Garrett Wilson at 26 first. And Scattaboo, would that be something? Because
It's
T-Law
not.
and Cam Ward.
It's not
Not
bad.
something that this team
It's just
probably
the
feels.
Yeah, it's not bad. It's just the only tough thing is I don't know if those pieces can get you into something elite. Like, I like Garrett Wilson and Scat, but the weight that
I mean, it would be like the 106.
yeah, the weight that like Hurts holds, and Mahomes now too, or maybe not the past 2 weeks, but for sure Hurts, even in some somewhat disappointing games, like in startups, like I just feel like you really want to be getting into that like elite
I mean,
tier.
Mahomes is QB3 right now.
Yeah, it was just more of the last 2 weeks being not like Mahomes smash weeks in terms of like making the trade right now. But especially like, that's kind of the other thing about right now, this note about my 26 is currently the 102 could be as bad as a 104. To me, that is like, I know that's just additional context for what we're talking through, but to me, that is, how can I make this the 102? Like if I'm 4-18, like, moving Hurts right now is actually pretty good for my team. Like, if I move off of Hurts and maybe Davis Mills, you know, you don't have a QB2 you're starting. You know, your wide receiver room is sketch. Your running backs are whatever, you know? Like, you're helping yourself get closer to the 102 if you make that kind of move. And I'm also a 3 QB team hater. Just because I fill out my roster with Joe Flacco's, Tyrod Taylor's, Davis Mills, Mac Jones. So what was the one we liked potentially? It was
I think your best one is the Drake London.
yes.
Drake London in the first. That's probably around what the package I would look for.
Yeah. And I would
Or
be
something
fine.
around there. You might
I
have
would
to
be
toss
fine.
something back in.
Yeah, adding something, you know, if you want to move one of those running backs to get that deal done or even things
Brandon,
out on both
you're
sides.
you're definitely right.
He ain't it, bruh. Who ain't her? Who ain't her it? Come on, bruh. Get out of here. You think I'm gonna take advice? I'm taking advice from JCM 109. Get out of here. Get out of here. No, I'm just kidding. I was a Bill guy too. I'm not gonna be too mean. I was a Bill guy. Okay.
God damn.
I'm messing.
Hey, but both of y'all took bad first round picks. It's okay.
Trying to. My only. I think I only have one Hunter, honestly. The leagues that I was gonna take Hunter, I feel like I ended up trading back a lot. Ooh, we got the crazy Patty Mills team. Dude, Patty Mills just he Tuesday morning comes up, wakes up, gets out of bed, you know, has the water next to his bed. Oh, big nice stretch, get that body going. Stands up, walks over to the computer and says, live stream ask, here's my sick ass crazy team that I want these boys to take a look at. And here it is. Bang.
You took us on a journey there.
Lamar, Jane Daniels, Dart, Brissett, I'll mention him. Derrick Henry, Algier. We told you to get RB2, Patty. Where's the RB2 on this team? Didn't we tell you to get RB2? Amon-Ra, Rice, Odunze, Pittman, Shaheed, George Kittle, Travis Kelce. Honestly, if you started Algier the past couple weeks, it hasn't been too bad. Let me pull up the question.
Yeah, this team is good.
All right,
so
bang.
many quarterbacks, man.
Same team, pushing for the first round bye, but still haven't been able to buy a running back. Have Emmanuel Wilson for this week. More backup QBs that no one wants with Rudolph, Brissett. What RB would you target with a first or any other deals to try for a running back? All right, a realistic first. Well, let's try this. Realistic first running back trades. You have Jeanty, Bucky. So what was if you're here right now, Patty, I believe we talked about Warren. I know he's potentially hurt this week. I was just curious about what these negotiations look like if that happened. You've got... You might be able to get Javonte for cheaper than straight up first right now, just because the production hasn't been awesome the past couple weeks. This team's 5-6.
I feel like this is the trade I would go after. Let a naysayer know. We're about to let him know by trading for either Jacobs or Barkley. Both of them depressed value, but both of them are going to be guys that are better than your current situation and do have the upside to actually win you weeks in the playoffs. Yeah, I think you could get Barkley. I mean, Barkley for your first round pick is probably just fair, straight up.
Yeah. The only tough thing, and I thought this right after I talked about that last trade, is just the conglomerate of 5 and 6 teams. All of these teams are like, actually 6.
Well, there's a lot, but there's also 6 teams make the playoffs, right?
Right.
And you could say, hey, man, that's your pitch. Is you're like, look at all these 5 and 6 teams.
Yeah.
You have to be better than all of them, and then also pass one of these 6 and 5 teams.
Yeah.
Do you believe you're going to do that with Josh Jacobs being out and Saquon Barkley being bad? Or how about you get some insurance by taking my first round pick? You can still try to make it, but then if you don't make it, you're like, sick. I have 2 first round picks. I feel a lot better about that than being like, let me hold on to Barkley and Jacobs, and then you're a middling team with just 2 old running backs that don't have max value right now.
Yeah. No, I'm with it. I'm with it. I like that one. I'm also Etienne for a second type value is not the worst. This is another 5 and 6 team. I'd be curious to know what the Javonte price is. And then the 2 and 9 team that had Jalen Warren. But that one's a little bit sketchy heading into this week. Can I send a redraft team league in the Discord live stream ask? I'll allow it. Jeremy, do we get double approval? I feel like we both need to hit the approval
We can
button.
definitely do it.
For sure. Any other running back targets for this team? I would like to add.
I honestly think the Barkley Jacobs are probably the most interesting. If it's cheap, if that's really hard, I do see there's a Kamara on this 5 and 6 team. You could probably just be like, dude, you suck. Give me Kamara and maybe Devontae Adams.
Yeah, this guy's running back room.
Kamara, that team, I don't know how they won 5 games.
Ramondre.
I'm impressed they won 5 games, man. I mean, Corum is getting some work.
Kraft, I don't know Devontae, Addison when he came back. But I'm just, I guess White has had a good stretch. Yeah, I got nothing.
Should we hit that Tom message I sent you?
Yes. I went full screen on myself to answer that question by accident. I do have the Tom question. Tom, and I labeled it as Tom. 8-team 10 premium superflex semi-rebuild with a good young core. Has 3 26 firsts, including the 101, probably 105 and 108. I want to trade away Flowers and Etienne. I'm not sold on them. Oh, man. I'm a Flowers guy. But semi-rebuild with a good young core. I mean, I definitely still want first type value for Zay Flowers.
Would you take an early second
For Flowers?
in the 8-team? Yeah.
I personally am not.
8-team.
Yeah, that is interesting.
That's like the 109.
I probably am not because I feel like I just want to draft the next Zay Flowers at the 109. Like I'd be happy with that. And this is a pretty bad Ravens offense game against the Browns.
I'm more inclined to keep Flowers just because I think he can fill some sort of role, but I do imagine this is a pretty shallow league.
Yeah.
If you could trade both of them together and get like a potential top 5 pick, I would look to do that, or snag a first round pick in 27 just because that class is going to get hyped up. And if I can get a shot that could be a top 5 pick in that class to help the semi rebuild that you're working on, I would do that. Etienne, worst case, I'd say, hey, I can hold on to Flowers. That's fine. And trade Etienne for like an early second. I'd feel good with that as well. Because Etienne is probably going to slowly lose some role to Tootin. And he also doesn't have an extension so far. So there's a little bit up in the air there. And it's not like he's producing like a top 8, first round pick.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm kind of like putting the pieces together, Tom. 8-team, shallow, and mentioning like having a good young core. Shallower league, if I feel good about my team and I have 3 firsts and one's a 101, like I'm down to turn Etienne into a pick and then like try to plan on using that like second plus or whatever next year to fill out the starting roster. Especially if you're not contending this year, like running backs like Etienne in that range, like I'm more than willing to move off of to, make my first better. But I'm a Zay guy. I can't do the Zay sell for less than a first. I don't think. All right. Just got offered Michael Wilson, Ferguson for dubs. I assume Terrence Ferguson. I'd be curious to know.
Would it be Jake?
I mean, I guess if it's like not 10 and premium, that's like pretty fine. How much does dubs matter in whatever format you have with Christian Watson,
I wonder,
Jaden Reed coming back?
My question is, do any of these guys matter?
And that's why I was gonna say, like, I mean, if it's a Jake Ferguson side, I'll just take that. If it's Terrence Ferguson, I could talk myself into like making that bet and just saying that like none of these guys really matter. So like whatever dubs would be giving me, I can fill that in with insert my wide receiver 4, wide receiver 5, and then but that's kind of like a prospect bet thing more than I think Terrence Ferguson's gonna matter this year.
Yeah. No, I agree.
Oh, here we go. Here's some Zay propaganda. I love how consistent Zay is. Makes it hard to want to move him for less than a mid first for me. I love a consistent-ish wide receiver 2 to fill gaps that let me take a swing elsewhere. Okay. The Zay thing is always going to be tough because I just think the way that the Ravens play offense and Lamar like doesn't necessarily lend itself to 5-step drop. Where is Zay Flowers at? Let's hit him in stride. Like it's always going to be a little loosey goosey, the production, but his like target share stuff, all of his advanced metric stuff has been really good to start the year. So I think like the Lamar coming back and having a bad game in this Cleveland game, I think gives people a sour taste in their mouth.
I think too, an underrated piece from a dynasty perspective, as well as like with these consistent wide receiver 2 type players like the Zays, the T's, the Waddles, the Devonta Smiths, is they will give you wide receiver 1 weeks. And then also when a wide receiver 1 gets injured, it's something that can be used to buy them and actually have a conversation. Like if you have a guy lower than Zay, you're not going to be able to, if I go Dobbs in the first for Drake London, they'd be like, come on, dude. But I could do Zay plus something and have a serious conversation with the Drake London manager or the Neighbors manager, and they would consider that. And that's kind of a value that early Dynasty Jeremy would be like, I don't want any of these overvalued wide receiver 2 types. But now I see they're actually very good at kind of gearing up because that perceived safety of that wide receiver 2 makes it a actual option when those injuries hit other teams. You can take a Waddle and sell it for an elite player that might be, down on his luck for a bit.
Yeah, no, I really like that call out. Yeah, I mean, it's like the difference too. Like there's people that like heading into this season last year that like Josh Downs, but people didn't see Josh Downs as like a set it and forget it. I'm locking this guy in my lineup. And that's what people see the Zay Flowers tier that lets you do. We were talking about in terms of tiering up, and Zay Flowers in a first being able to get you into the conversation. Where if you moved him for a second, that plus a first isn't gonna do that.
Yeah.
Outside of Mac Jones, Tyrod Taylor, Brissett, any backup quarterbacks to consider stashing that could be starters for next season? I think any QB2. I mean, I think like Malik Willis, like there's some obvious ones that should be on rosters. The starter next season thing is kind of funky just because, I mean, I do think Brissett has a better chance than people want to realize of like, if the Cardinals do this, all right, Kyler, we're out. This thing isn't happening.
Yeah.
And they take a weird route with like a rookie or something. He could have that start of the year type of thing that he's done in the past for, Drake Maye and whatnot.
It's hard with like Mac Jones has a 2-year contract, so he's not going anywhere unless someone trades for him. Tyrod Taylor's like 100 years old. So like, I don't think he's someone that I'm like penciling in as a starter next year. To me, I'm like, cool. I get a couple Joe Flacco weeks.
Yeah.
A couple of those starts, and then, he might be a backup somewhere else. I think realistically, someone that could be worth a stash would be, I think Davis Mills has certainly bought himself some time with CJ Stroud, either as a backup or as, someone that a team would take. I think Carson Wentz probably has found himself into another backup job somewhere, but probably still fills a certain Mac Jones, Tyrod Taylor type role.
Can I give you a name just to hear your reaction?
Yes.
Deshaun Watson. What does that do for you? Does Deshaun Watson need to be rostered everywhere heading into this offseason? I think the answer is no. I just wanted to ask.
It's probably no.
All right,
he still has his contract, right?
Yeah.
So like, I don't think it's like they're not going to cut him.
It's a sunk money thing for sure. Yeah, I think some of the obvious names like,
I mean,
Malik
Willis. I think Justin Fields will be a starter or a backup somewhere that will probably have some decent run if he gets an opportunity to start. Anthony Richardson could probably end up somewhere as a backup that also might get some usage.
Yeah, to me, it's harder to do these like next year is going to be a starter, and it's more of I just want every quarterback that I think is starter gets hurt. This guy is 100% the backup and going to get the start. So that's like,
well, yeah, I mean, like look at
Mariota,
these names. Like
Davis
these are
Mills.
names. These aren't names that you had been talking about preseason. Like if you ask this question, you'd be like, oh, Mac Jones and Tyrod Taylor and
what about
like those are the names
Steelers quarterback? Is there any like you'd be more inclined just with the current Rodgers situation? If they are teetering on making the playoffs, it's going to be harder for them to, take a quarterback in the next draft. I'm trying to find a way to set up Mason Rudolph and Will Howard in a way that doesn't make me say both of their names.
Yeah, I'm not really believing either.
All right, we can move on. I think this is a good shout. Jeffrey pushing back on the Zay Flowers. Hard pass on Zay Flowers plus first for London or any top 15 wide receiver, even with his youth. I need a guy who can be a top 20 wide receiver scorer more than twice in 11 weeks. I can't push back too hard on this because even with okay, how many of these games were Cooper Rush, Tyler Huntley game versus 11 weeks of Lamar.
Cooper Rush weeks are so bad.
it was real bad. The target share was great.
Watching him play,
wow,
I was like, how did they let that happen? Like, how did they Huntley's been there forever and's been productive as a backup. And then you're like, let's roll out Cooper Rush and see how that goes.
Yeah. I mean, Zay Flowers is probably he's more Devonta Smith than he is probably even George Pickens in terms of weekly upside current situation. Do you want them on your roster? Yes. Are they more than a wide receiver 3? No. So Zay Flowers in a first. Would you take Zay in a first for Ladd McConkey? Zay in a first or Ladd? That's right on that
league, yeah,
top 15 edge. And I do think it's it is very format dependent, right? So when we're talking about Zay Flowers in a first for London, these shallower leagues where I'm fine swinging around my first to build the sickest lineup, it's 12 by 9, whatever, and obviously the position of the pick matters too, but and it is T-Ferg.
Well, I think
another one.
I mean, I think too, I think my point as well isn't saying, oh, when they're healthy, a healthy Drake London is definitely worth more than Zay in a first, but it's more of the market dynamics of crap. I just lost Malik Neighbors and what can I get? And if you go to the Amon-Ra manager, they're not like, okay, well, I need a plus on top of Neighbors. And you're like, I don't want to give a plus. I'm giving up Neighbors. You could get the Zay tier of guys hold their dynasty value, and you can get decent wide receiver production now, and you can get picks back. And I think that's something when you have an injured elite player that's not going to be producing for a contending team, that gives you the flexibility there. It gives you kind of an out of, I can sell this guy for 90, 80% of his value, still get a guy that has some sort of dynasty relevancy, and bag some sort of other value additionally. So I think it makes sense on both sides, but certainly healthy. I don't think there's a comparison between, guys like Drake London.
Yeah, it is an interesting conversation, that tier receiver, you were just talking about with Zay, Devonta, Chris Olave, these guys that are going to hold their value, especially at their age. But you're not counting on consistent smash wide receiver 1 production. I think it's an interesting conversation, even tearing down too, when you start talking about Jordan Addison, wide receiver 30, and how much of a plus can you get on top of that for the Wills in your league that are big Zay Flowers guys and are gonna scream from the mountaintops what all the advanced metrics stuff looks like while they're locking in their 12 to 13 fantasy points. This too, Jake, this show reminds me to put in my waiver claims every time we end the stream. Jeremy and I are like, oh man, it's 11:30. Want to go to bed. Got to put in these waiver claims for everything that's running.
We're all tired and we're got to go through 12 leagues.
I am grateful though. My one league that is midnight waiver claim stuff is super shallow benches. So I do a quick peek and say I'm not dropping any of these backup quarterbacks, so we're good. All right, let me double check. Ooh, okay, one more. I think this is the redraft.
The redraft, yeah.
Yes. So I've got that one. I'll pull up. And then maybe we'll make some waiver claims early tonight.
Some early waivers.
This is gonna be my best waiver of the week. If Will's making 11 p.m. waiver claims versus 11:45.
Watch out! He's gonna make a playoff push in Charlie Daddy now.
Yeah, I don't know about that. I do need to make some. I'm running out of fab. My Jackson Hawes pickup did not hit like I thought it was gonna hit. He ran less routes without Dalton Kincaid. So that was a great. Fantasy football is a beautiful game. There we go. 2 birds, 1 stone. All right. I'm getting this ready. Brissett will be QB1. Yeah,
NC State.
with the insider info, Brandon, what do you think Arizona Cardinals quarterback roster looks like heading into week 1 of next year? Do we have an interesting name? Is Kyler still on the docket?
I mean, they can't roll with Brissett.
Bro, he's balling. He's slinging the rock, man.
He did complete the most passes. He completed the most passes in NFL history.
It's like 43 for 57 or something. All right, wait, I need to find this team actually.
They're 5-6. Lamar Jackson, James Cook, Jalen Warren, Amon-Ra, Waddle, Gadsden, Cade Otton. Looks pretty good.
Okay. All right. Made a few moves last week, getting Lamar and Amon-Ra. Any ideas to further round out this team or targets? This week is trade deadline. I've been struggling with who to start as well. This is redraft, hoping to make the playoffs, but currently just under the cusp. What recommendations would you give? Yeah, losing Dobbins is tough. Cook, Warren. I guess redrafts are always hard because everyone wants the same thing. They would just be cross positional, I guess. And if you have to start 3 receivers, I don't know if I feel great.
I think what I would do is I would drop Dobbins because he's on IR, right? I think he's out.
Yeah.
I'd probably pick up Kareem Hunt since he's still available. He's averaging 8 points a game. That's a decent flex guy.
Oh, you're picking up Sean
he's
Tucker.
On waivers.
Sean
Tucker. I mean, you did miss the
Wilson,
the Sean Tucker beast quake, but he may be back.
I
have to track for Bucky.
My hope is that Bucky is back and plays this week, but I still think Sean Tucker is like a decent ad regardless, as just like even like a really high value handcuff, and then Emmanuel Wilson as well. I would put claims in for both of those guys for sure. But you got Kenneth Gainwell if you don't get Jalen Warren this week. I mean, it seems pretty good. I don't even know how much you could improve this team without being willing to do a funky tier down off of Lamar or Amon-Ra to like really bolster a running back or something. I don't know if I want to do that. I think I kind of like in redraft just saying I'm not going to try to get a crazy tier up at another position and just lock in one elite at each position. Lamar, Cook, Amon-Ra. And then I like Waddle. You know, no MHA again this week, and you lock in Michael Wilson. But I wouldn't have a problem playing Jennings if you had to. But I would be making claims on those running backs. Any of these wide receivers. Luther Burden and Christian Watson are not bad ads, but I don't know if I would drop anyone since benches are pretty shallow.
Yeah, that's the issue. I don't see any.
Like, honestly, I'd drop Daniel Jones to be making some of these claims. Like, you've got Stroud, Darnold, T-Law. Like, I don't love these quarterbacks, but like when you already have Lamar, worst case, you're having to play Darnold or somebody or Stroud off of waivers versus holding on to what could be a second half of the year breakout or an elite handcuff in Sean Tucker or Wilson.
Okay, this is an interesting question. Matthew asked, should I trade Daniel Jones or should I just keep him just in case?
Do you think you can get anything for Daniel Jones if like Stroud and Darnold on waivers?
This is where I'm like, do you zag and say, I'm going to trade Lamar Jackson?
Right.
For running back in a wide receiver and then just pick up Sam Darnold and roll with Daniel Jones and Sam Darnold? Because I don't think you're getting much for Daniel Jones, but I do think you could go around to someone and be like, hey, you have a lot of, like this team. They have Dak Prescott. They have a ton, like, Bijan Robinson, A-Chain, Hampton. Like, maybe you could get some sort of value for.
Yeah.
I'm trying to see this team that's 5-6, Dart and Aaron Rodgers. They have Gibbs, Swift, Jamar Chase. I think you could go like, hey, Lamar Jackson plus something, like Lamar Jackson plus Waddle for Jamar Chase. Because that window's opened. He's out for a week.
Right. Yeah, I mean that is I think if you want to change up your roster and try to improve, like it does have to be the QB tier down, because I don't think there's anything cross positional that really makes sense for teams, especially with you're not like super deep at one position. So I don't hate that. Gibbs, I will say the Gibbs role looks awesome, and Lions are playing in a dome for I think the rest of the season.
Well, hopefully they don't play the Eagles.
All right. Hopefully they don't play the refs. Man, that AJ Brown, that should have been offensive pass interference.
I can't wait for the Panthers and Lions in the playoffs. Oh baby,
let's go.
We'll have to do a
as long as it's indoors.
We'll have to do a electric chair stream. We'll do it live.
Electric chair stream. The that's like the only, like I will blindly defend every Lions player until I can't anymore. But I cannot defend Jared Goff outdoors in the wind against a good pass rush. There's no defending that. Yeah, good luck. Let us know what deals you get done. Here we go. Jeffrey here. 12 teams, Superflex PPR, 0.5, 10 and premium, start 10. 6 and 4, wide receiver room isn't scoring points. BTJ, that's the classic wide receiver room isn't scoring points start.
Yeah.
BTJ.
I have an elite wide receiver, and it turned out I got the wrong one.
And Shaheed, I am kind of excited about Shaheed long term in the Seahawks offense. Like they're using him in the backfield, but I just think it's hard to have that be something that's
he's boomer bust.
Yeah, and especially like the first couple weeks there. 7 and 4 now. Okay. Let's go.
Ooh.
Tez Johnson, Golden, Evans, Reed, Horton, Cooker, Tillman.
I love this.
Oh my gosh, that's a banger trade. BTJ and Golden.
That's amazing.
For Rice. I mean, Golden, man, especially with like the Christian Watson being added to the equation is just like woof for any type of Matthew Golden breakout. Like I think he's just going to be added to the cornucopia of Packers receivers that could get you 15 points or 4 points.
This is one of those trades that like you accept, and then like you just put your AirPods in, go on an extra long walk with the dog, and just be like, somehow Rashid Rice is on my team. Like I turned a bunch of losers into Rashid Rice. Like that's amazing. That's a great deal.
I know Golden is tough because like a lot of the early start of games, like they're like trying to get him involved, and you see like some manufactured like this play is designed for Golden for sure. Some like near misses with Love, and there is a part of me that feels like if LaFleur and the Packers were like, we're gonna make this our guy, and like we're building the offense out of Matthew Golden and Josh Jacobs, and like maybe without Kraft you would hope to see that a little bit, but I think Christian Watson just kind of, and you got Reed coming back too. I just think it's
I was about to say you got to add Reed into it.
Remember the crowded wide receiver room stuff with Igbuka, and it was like, I kind of like the situation for Golden as well. They don't really have a number one. It's like, dude, they got 7 number 2s.
Hey. Let the record show I've always was Igbuka over, because the Igbuka crowded wide receiver situation we never really got to see, because like we had all 3 of them, and then Evans got injured, and then Godwin got injured. But the Packers just have always had a bad, like they have had like always, what I'm trying to say, they don't concentrate the targets the same way.
We got Savion Williams wildcat snaps in 2025. That's all you need to know about the LaFleur offense.
Savion is my freaking taxi squad MVP, man.
There you go. Who's my taxi squad MVP? I got a lot of IO manner that I couldn't move when like he was kind of
much higher than Savion.
Definitely. That's my taxi squad MVP.
Did I prematurely elevate Bashal Tootin in some leagues?
Who's my premature elevation. Okay, never mind. I'm gonna stop myself before it gets bad. It was
We're
Dylan
getting basketball
Sampson.
hours.
It was Dylan Sampson was my premature.
Oh yeah, I did that. in
Which
one.
I mean I did play him one of those like early like 8 reception games, so like yeah, I'll take that, but you can't put that back on the taxi. And it was a pretty and I had Quinchon too. So then I had to use 2 elevations on Browns running backs, which is not the best strategy for Dynasty.
I am surprised that Samson just got like ethered. I thought he would still have the pass catching kind of.
I still have hope. But there is something about teams just like trusting a guy and like Jerome Ford just being a trusted running back for, these rookie quarterbacks that are playing. Without Kraft, it's an uphill battle for Golden. Maybe Reed return will help. Yeah, it's tough, man. I just think the offense is not like, I think LaFleur just loves having 4 or 5 guys. It's good for 2 weeks. I still got hope. I'm refusing to drop him or move him in the Charlie Daddy Best Ball League. Probably should. But
Charlie Daddy.
it's okay. I'll miss the playoffs holding on to my player takes. All right. Any parting words? We just hit the 2-hour mark. My cup is empty and my bladder is full. Jeremy, what message do you want to give to the people heading into week 12? We are approaching trade deadlines, people going for the buys. What you got for the people? True.
There's probably never been a more important stretch of weeks to be using the Dynasty Daddy power ranking tool of just going through, finding teams that have needs, whether you're in the playoffs or whether you're out of the playoffs, sending deals that people actually were going to be like, oh, I didn't even realize that player was available, or I didn't even think about this. This is the time to do it, and there's no better time than right now because the market moves in weird ways, right? In the offseason, everyone wants the young players, the picks. No one wants the vets. Right now, everyone wants the vets, the producers, the people that are scoring. So if you are sitting there as a rebuilder or mid team and you can sell some of those guys, do it now because once it's, freaking March, no one wants those dudes. No one's going to be like, oh yeah, like I'm going to totally take on, Travis Etienne. Like no one wants that player in the offseason, but they'll buy him now. So I think this is a time where it's like you got to look at those middling to rebuilding teams and make sure you kind of clean a lot of the players that don't really fit your window and try to maximize some of that value as these teams that are pushing for buys, pushing for playoffs, have the motivation to actually buy these players.
Yeah. And just to tack onto that too, on the other side too, every trade does not need to be I'm buying Ashton Jeanty for 2 firsts and Aaron Jones and doing a 3rd-second swap and throwing Garrett Wilson and I'll give you Neighbors. Like some of the best moves that you can make are buying Alec Pierce for a 3rd, to fill in that last wide receiver spot. So I just wanted to convey that
One of the best trades that you could make are the ones I have been making.
the like cheap fill out your lineups. Like we were just looking at Patty Mills' roster. And, he wasn't able to get a running back deal done and he's pushing for that buy. And I'm sure he would tell you as well that he would have loved to have, Jalen Warren, Aaron Jones on that RB2 slot for the past 2 weeks. That might have, helped him get a win or something. Hey, I big fab spend on Matt Collins for my wide receiver 3 spot.
I cut him before week 11.
That's the he's got the Butte. He got the Butte bump. Patience, people fold in the end. And whatever you're doing, be the best at it. And I'm not saying like contenders like pushing all your chips, but tankers, like we were talking about, if you right now are looking at your team and you're doing the max points for check, like make the move that your other league mates are too cowardly to make to get yourself to the 102, to the 101, to the 103. Like send away that ETN for like the second in a player because you want to get those points off your roster. How about a 60-second stand up to close out the show, Will? That's a best ball stream ask. So stay tuned for potentially. Well, I'll probably just do like one. Maybe I'll just like one night I'll randomly do a bunch of playoff best ball drafts just because I'm gonna do it anyways, on stream or not. And stay
Do
tuned.
it for the people.
I'll
Do it for
people.
Big DS.
Sub. Yeah, it was just Big DS was in. All right, sub to the channel if you're not already. We'll have a video coming at you soon. TM. Appreciate you all. Join the Discord, link in the description if you're not in there already. Peace out. Much love. Catch you on the flip side. Bingo Will and I got Waddle because I was first off for trade to the worst team. Bang. Banger.